Welcome to Crafty Chemist Designs. Today I have a great project for you. But first, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so that you are alerted every time I drop a new video. On to the project. Okay, what I wanted to talk about today is this layout. And this collection is called Perennial Lavender. Okay, that's the name of the paper collection. And I will tell you, this was my, I will call it test purchase. When Close to My Heart said they were going out of business and they were encouraging us to transition to Stampin' Up, I said, well, I want to see what the products are like. And so I ordered this. So I ordered this back in, I don't know, April. Maybe March or April. I really love it. And luckily, it's still available. It's in the new catalog. They carried it over, which I was really happy to see. So it's still available. So the paper is called Perennial Lavender. And look at this paper. I mean, this is super gorgeous. This is what drew my attention. And then the back is this beautiful green. Then you've got this paper. Look at the back of this one, gorgeous. And then this one's like purple. It's very similar to this, this green. You see how they're similar? They're just a different color. And then I like this paper. This one is similar, but it's got more of these, I don't know, baby's breath things in them. This is what I used here on this part of the layout. So I used this paper and this. And then there's another one that looks similar. It's this one. So very beautiful. So it's similar to this one, but you can see a little bit of a difference. This one has the white flowers in it, and then this one does not. And the reverse side is this like green leaves paper. So there are 10 different designs of this. So it's really beautiful, beautiful collection. And the stamp set is called Painted Lavender. Okay, so this is the paper is Perennial Lavender, and the stamp set is called Painted Lavender. And I did get the stamp set with the thin cut. So here's the stamp set, and then the thin cuts. And again, I bought this magnetic sheet that has a sticky back, stuck it onto the inside cover of my stamp set so that I could keep the thin cuts or the dies right in the same package, because they do come packaged separately. So this is a DIY adding this. Okay, so it doesn't come this way. I just don't want you to get confused. Okay, so I really love this. And then the last thing is these are these butterflies. You can see here they come white, but I did add some ink to them. So let's get started with this. Let me get it even here. There we go. Okay. So I will tell you that I don't know exactly what this color is. I think it might be basic beige, the background of this paper here. I didn't have that, so I used Close to My Heart paper. It's called Almond. So almond. I did say in that link that I posted of the products, I put in the product list like very vanilla. So you could also use vanilla, which is a Stampin' Up color. So vanilla or basic beige, but I don't have basic beige, so I can't gauge how dark that's going to be. So I use this almond. Okay, And then the other color that is part of this collection is called Pretty Peacock. I don't have Pretty Peacock, but I do have the Close to My Heart Peacock. So that is what I used. So these two cardstocks are from Close to My Heart, but there are comparable cardstock in Stampin' Up. Pretty Peacock and then Very Vanilla. This is Close to My Heart Almond and Close to My Heart Peacock. Okay, so let's get started. This is a simple layout, but I wanted to really focus on the stamp sets because I think that they're gorgeous. So this piece, let's start with this piece here. This piece is 4 inches. So find a pattern piece that's 4 inches if you're crafting along. Like I said, this is a paper that I used. Okay, so let's cut this 4 inches by 12. And this is a good layout if you don't have a lot of paper, because the reason I picked this, okay, which one was the 4 inches? The reason I did this design is because you see I didn't have a huge amount of pattern paper left. So also I'm going to use the Stampin' Up Stamp and Seal, and you see I have not used this yet. So I wanted to try it out. This is the adhesive that Stampin' Up has. Ooh, look at this! Is like a hefty piece of equipment here. I do like that it's got these like finger grooves. I don't know. Okay, let's try it out. I've heard that you have to, let's see, I might not be able to use it because I've heard that it's, there you go. It's very smooth, but you have to stop and lift. Okay, that wasn't bad, but I do like this. Now, you know, I am not a fan of tape. I prefer the dots adhesive, but this doesn't seem bad. So I like it. So far, I like it. We'll see. Okay, so this is 4 inches by 12, and I'm going to put it right up against the edge of the paper. Oh, also, guys, would it confuse you if I put it on this side? Because I want this to be like a 2-page layout. Would that confuse you? I'm gonna put it on this side. I would have just done it and flipped it over, but this paper has a direction, so I'm just gonna put it on the opposite side. You can put it on either side. Okay. So 4 inches by 12 inches on the edge. This peacock piece is a 1/2 inch by 12. So here's my peacock. And again, this is Close to My Heart Peacock. But it matches really well with the paper, so I'm assuming that the Stampin' Up paper is very similar. Okay. Now this purple paper is 1.5 inches. So it's this paper, and then the back. I almost used the back of this, but I thought it might be too bold and take away from the pictures, so I used this side, but it's 1.5 inches. so when I designed this page, what I was going for was, I really wanted the pictures to take focus. And again, it's because I didn't have a lot of paper left. And so I knew the background was going to be kind of simple. So I wanted the pictures to really, you know, take charge of the page, so to speak. Okay, there we go. Okay, now let's do the photo mats. And again, I used Peacock. And so we're going to need, for this piece, a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And this is my last piece of Peacock. But this is a retired, well, I guess they're all retired now, but this is a retired color. But I still had some because it was one of my favorite colors. So 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay, and then we need 3 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So 3 1/4. That's why I put so many pictures on the page, because I felt like I wanted the pictures to really speak on the page. Okay, and then we need 2 that are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Let's do this one. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Three 1/4, 3 1/4, and 3 1/4. Okay, we've got all the mats, and I think all the cutting done. So you can see I have this page, this here, and then the 3 pieces go like this, and then, oh, I cut 3 of these, but, and then the two 3 by 3 pictures are going to overlap. So let's start with this one, and I'm going to sort of mirror this here. So I put this about 2 inches down from the top, and just about, I would say it's not quite a 1/2 inch, between 1/4 and 1/2. So let's see. Hey, I am liking this. We'll see how long this piece lasts. You do have to press down and then pull and then stop and pull up. So, okay, so I'm going to line it up with a 10 mark and then somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2, so that it kind of matches. And this is on the side that you don't have the designer series paper, that you've got the cardstock. Okay, on this one I put it here, on this side here, and obviously on this one I put it in here. And now let's do these 3 pieces, and I would kind of arrange them first. So this one is about 11 1/4. Well, so about 3/4 of an inch down, 11 1/4 on my mat here is the top one. Okay, and it's about, from this side, it's going to be about here. So what did I say, about 11 1/4 up at the top, up from the bottom here, or 3/4 down. And then I just left about 1/4 inch between. Okay, and let's do this one. And again, you can do this with really any paper. I really love the design of it. Okay. Again, I'm going to try and make it even. I always lay out all of my pieces first, just so that I'm not surprised at the end when something doesn't fit. So that's my recommendation, is really try to lay it out before you add the adhesive. Okay, now these two, I'm going to put this one here, kind of, and then this one is going to go about here. I popped these up because you see how this overlaps? I'm going to slide a picture in here, so I don't want this to be actually stuck down onto this photo placeholder, right? So the best way to do that, I think, is to pop it up. Okay, so I did purchase the Stampin' Dimensionals. So first time really I'm using these. What I like about these, here they are. You get, does it say how many? Oh, it doesn't say how many on here. A quantity, maybe 300? Is it, do you think it's really 300? Well, there's 3 sheets. There's 3 sheets, so maybe it is 300. Okay, now what I've seen, now I haven't done this, but I've seen people use their, this is the, I forget what this thing is called. Picket tool? I think it's called the Picket tool. I've seen people use the pointy end to, I don't know, to take the pieces off. Let's see how that works. I'm going to put a piece here. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to like these, but let's see. Let's put it like that. Okay, so when we put this on here, the pieces that are right here, that are on top of the other mats, I'm not going to take off the backing. I'm only going to take the backing off of these ones. So this is where people use the Picket tool. Oh look how easy that came off. Let me make sure I'm on the right, okay. Let's try that again. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Can I get it off of the thing? Maybe not. Okay. Okay, you know how hard it is sometimes to get the backing off of these. So that's a good tip. I like that tip. I'll probably get better with time, but okay, so I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to line it up about 2 inches from the top, and then maybe 1/4 inch or so from the side. Maybe between 1/4 and 1/2 inch from the side. Okay, so now you can see, since the backing's still on this side, it's not going to stick on here. So I could still put my picture. If I would stick it down right now, I wouldn't be able to add my picture. Okay, and let's do this one, same thing. I also like that it's they're octagon, or no, they're hexagons. I like that they're hexagons because I feel like you can get them in the little corner. Now this one doesn't matter because it's a nice big space, but I feel like if you're trying to get it onto a small piece, that it would be easy to do. Okay, so what are we going to do here? Okay, so these two pieces I'm going to leave on, and this one I'm going to leave on because it's overlapping. These two are the ones I'm going to take off. Do you see why? Because these two are on the cardstock. They're not overlapping with any of the pictures. Okay, so I'm going to take these two off. If you didn't like having just two holding it down, you could probably put another like here if you wanted to. Okay. So this one I've got about 1.5 inches up and about 2 inches over. You want to leave a little bit of room for this. So 2 inches over, 1.5 inches up. Okay, there we go. I do still have some photo placeholders, so let's put these down. I'm going to use just this Tombow because that Stampin' Still seems pretty strong, and I want to be able to take these off easily. Okay, put that there. If you have your pictures ready, obviously you could just put your pictures in here. But you see how you can easily add your pictures because I did not glue these down. Okay, 3 by 3. Okay, so we've got the base really done. So now all we have to do is focus on the decorations. So let's focus on the decorations. I need one of these like full floral and then one of these. So I'm going to put this over here while we stamp these other images. Okay, so take these out. I'm going to focus on the stamping right at the moment. Okay? So the first one that we need is this one right here. Also, this is on my blog. I forgot to mention. So let's do this one. Oh, I forgot my stamping blocks. Let me get my block. Okay. And I did bring some white daisy paper here. Here we go. Oh no, that's not it. Here's the paper. I'm going to turn my Versamat over and use the foamy side. I always stamp on kind of foam. Now I used grape for stamping this. Okay, and I used the Close to My Heart grape. Stampin' Up does have something called Gorgeous Grape that would work, and that's the color that's in this collection. So, but I used the Close to My Heart grape. I don't have a lot of the Stampin' Up colors yet, but this one seemed to work okay. Okay. Stamp that here. Actually, a lot of these are die cuts. Like most of this here is just a die cut. I really didn't stamp too much. So I just stamped that. Let me wipe off my stamp here. My Close to My Heart stamp chamois is getting a little used, so I can't wait to order my new Stampin' Up stamp chamois. Okay, and then the stems I used Peacock. And so you can use, I'm using the Close to My Heart Peacock, but you can use the Stampin' Up Pretty Peacock. Okay, and it is this one right here. I love these colors, and you know, this is not my typical color scheme. I'm more of a neutrals kind of girl, like purples are not my thing. But I love this. Really, really love it. Okay, I'm gonna stamp this. I really like having the magnet with the dies right here in the same case. I recommend if you get these and you get something with a die, buy these magnet sheets from Amazon. They're 5x7 with a sticky back adhesive, so I really like that. Okay, the only other thing we need to stamp is this butterfly. So here's the butterfly here. See. Get a smaller block, and I used the grape again. Other colors that I have used is wisteria. It's not bad. The wisteria is not bad. I'll show you. I'll do both. It doesn't go quite as well, but it's really the only other purple that I had. See, it's a much more blue color. So I'm going to stamp it in the grape. You could do second generation stamping if you wanted it to be a little bit different, which I might have done on that. Let's put this here. There we go. Okay, so that's all the stamping that we need to do. Well, you do need, well, you don't have to, but I did stamp a sentiment. This sentiment is from a Close to My Heart sentiment that was an old stamp of the month, I think. Okay. I'm going to move this because I'm going to do some die cutting. So now we just need to die cut. I've got my cutting machine here. I do plan on getting the Stampin' Up. I think the first one I want to get is the mini. There's like a mini one. I want to tell you about die cutting. Actually, I'm going to turn this way because I really want you to see what I'm talking about. I'm going to move this too for now. I want to die cut these, okay? I find, personally, the dies for Stampin' Up cut much closer to the images than Stampin' Up, or than Close to My Heart. Okay, so Close to My Heart, and I don't know the measurements, but say close to my heart, the white space around your image is like maybe, say, 1/8 of an inch. I feel like with Stampin' Up, it might be more like a 1/16 of an inch. Okay, there isn't a huge amount of white space between. So, like, I don't know if you can see. So what I found was helpful, well, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So when I stamped this one, I found without doing what I'm going to show you, it was a little bit hard to get these centered. This was after I did this hint that I'm going to show you. This was before, and then this was after I did it. So what I did is I used a black piece of scrap paper. It doesn't have to be black, but I just happen to have the black sitting around. And I did the die cut, and then you can use it to center it exactly how you want. So if you use this die cut as a sort of like a template to see where you want it to go, because this is exactly even all the way around the white space. So now you can take your die and really just like snug it right in there. So it like basically locks into place. And then die cut it, and your image will be centered. I mean, see, that's almost perfectly centered. Okay, so, and now I keep this. Like, I've cut out a lot of things with this. So I'm just going to keep it in my case so that every time I cut this out, I have a little template. Okay, let's try it again. With this is the thin cut for the die. They call them dies. They don't call them thin cut. This is the die for this one. And I have this cut out. So I'm going to, first of all, you got to make sure you're going the right direction. This one was particularly hard. Okay, now you see how I have it perfectly centered. I kind of snug this right in. It sits right down on top of it. And then it will be hopefully perfectly centered. You see that? It's really good. It's centered really nicely. Okay, so now keep this. And I do like it being a color that's different than white. So you don't want to do it on white because then you can really see the white around it. Okay, so I got these two cut. Now let's just do the butterfly. And then here's the butterfly. Let's cut this guy out. Whoops, let's see if I have one for the butterfly. I don't think I have one for the butterfly. I didn't make one for the butterfly. So let's see. Again, we can maybe compare how I do it with or without. Okay. I mean, you can see there's no white showing there, so. I actually like that they're tight onto the image because I'm not one to have, I don't like to have a lot of the white space around it. But it does make die cutting a little bit harder. Okay. And here. And now these do cut separately. Okay. So this one isn't too bad, but can you see how it's just ever so slightly to the left? Not anything that looks bad, but I didn't use one of those templates, so I find that it's a little bit off. Okay. Now another good thing about Stampin' Up dies is there are dies that are not related to a stamp. So like this die obviously goes with, you know, this stamp, and this die goes with this stamp, and so on. But this die, I don't think it goes with. Can it? Yeah, see, this die does not go. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, see, it doesn't match. This die does not match this. It's not related to that stamp. It's an independent die. Same with this one. This is an independent die. Okay, and this one is an independent die. So I really, really like that. So let's cut these. So I cut the leaves. There's 3 leaves in this peacock color. Okay, so let's cut those 3, and then there's 2 of these little. I don't know. I don't even know what you would call these, but this one. There's 2, and on this one I used I forget what the Stampin' Up color is. It's something like seafoam, something seafoam. So I cut this out of seafoam, but I'm using this one I cut out of peacock. Okay, so I need 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And these ones, since you're not trying to match up a stamp, you can just cut right through. You don't need a template for these. But I've noticed that a lot of the stamp sets, or a lot of the thin cuts or die cuts, don't have like matching stamps, that they're independent, like greenery or flowers or whatever. I really like that. Okay. So there's 2, and then let's do the 3rd one. And do you notice how easy these are coming out? I was really impressed with how nice these cut, this paper. And again, this is close to my heart, peacock paper. It's my last sheet, guys. This is the last piece that I have. But Stampin' Up has the paper called Pretty Peacock, which is very similar. Okay. I just didn't have it when I made this layout. Okay, so I think I have the other ones already cut. So let's get this out of the way. Let's go back to assembling. So this is what we're making, and then this is where we left off. Well, I had it the other way, so let's do it this way. Remember, I'm mirror imaging my sample. So okay. So let's do this space here. So you can see that I put down the peacock leaf, and then I've got one of these that I've already cut out, and then these are going to go up on top. Okay, so let's adhere these down. One thing that Stampin' Up uses a lot, I'm going to try it, guys, okay, is the green glue. I'm trying to lean into the Stampin' Up way. So let's see how we can do. If not, I'll go to my adhesive. And I'm just really going to dot this. I mean, we don't want a lot because this glue, it's glue, and you know, this is why I don't like glue, because I make it go everywhere. I'm not good with glue. I'm like worse than a kindergartner. But we're gonna try it. I'm just trying to dot. And you guys, you know how I am about things sticking up. So I don't know if this is gonna work, but okay. Did I do these ones? I don't know. I don't want those to stick up. Okay. And now I'm using my tweezers to help me place it. Not too bad. I didn't get glue all over my fingers at least. Okay, there we go. I've only got a couple little places where I feel like glue's coming out, but okay, look, there you go. Now let's do this next one. I think we can do this one too. You know, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put dots on each one of these little, I don't know if they're supposed to be like little buds or what. I'm not going to try and put them on the stems. I will get a hang of this. I'm trying to use the tools that the Stampin' Up, you know, like people that we sell. Okay, now this one just kind of overlaps a little bit. So let's put this around right there. Okay, I'm using my tweezers to kind of pat it down. Not bad. Okay. So now let's put this down. And so this, you can see I do have it going over a little bit. You want to kind of make sure you leave room for this. So I'm going to pop this up. And again, I'm going to use the Stampin' Dimensionals. I probably would use the mini dimensionals, but I don't have those yet. But I will. I did order them, so they are coming. Okay. And one thing you want to worry about, and I didn't think about it before I put it on here, is the part that's going over the picture. You don't want to have any, you don't want to have your dots on here, right? So I want to put it like this, so I want to make sure I don't have my dots there. Okay. Did I leave enough room for this? Yes, I did. Okay. I also don't want to, I don't want to take the backing off of this one because it's going to be up here on my picture. Okay, so I don't want backing here. I don't want to take the backing off here, and I don't want any dots, dimensionals there. So only these ones am I going to take off. And let's use the take your pick tool again to remove these. That works really great. Look how fast it takes these things off. You know how many times I try and peel that paper off? Okay, this one I left on. And then let's kind of make sure we're putting it where we want. Okay, there we go. And you want to make sure you still see your leaves there, right? Now this one, this part, I have overlapping the lavender there. I think that's how it's supposed to be. So I'm only going to put a dimensionals here. Get that a little bit too close to the edge there. Go. One dimensional and then two. See if I can fit the other dimensional. This is another case where I really would like the mini ones, but okay. So let's take these off. These aren't going to overlap any picture, so you can take the backings off. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put a little bit of glue just right at the tip there, so that it stays on top of the lavender. Okay, and then put this down. Okay, let me move this over a little bit. Okay. Okay, why don't we do this part next to see how that is. This one, I really wanted to, well, these stamps don't come with dies. So I thought, let's just stamp it right on the page. Okay, so that's here, that's this one. And I did stamp this in Peacock. So again, I'm using Close to My Heart Peacock. There is a Pretty Peacock Stampin' Up. Let me find my block. It's in my crafter math here. Oh, here we go. Okay, is this big enough? Well, that one's not big enough. Okay, here we go. Now you want to think about, I put 2 here, so make sure that you stamp it so that you have room for both, okay? And I'm going to flip over my mat, so I'm stamping on the foam. Or you can put some kind of stamping foam underneath. And I'm going to stamp it right here. That one's up a little bit higher than what I would have liked. But it's because I really can't stick my head under the camera, so I can't get as close as I would like. Okay, there we go. I love this stamp set so much, and this whole collection. Again, this is called Perennial Lavender. Now, for the next part, I like that this stamp set is 2-layer, like the stems are one stamp and then the flowers are another, and that way you can do them different colors. So here is the lavender that I'm going to use, and it does, the stamp does have the flowers kind of point up. Let me see. Oh, shoot. The flowers look like there's a direction to it, so make sure when you put these that you look at the stamp pretty closely. So I'm going to use grape again. You can use second generation grape if you want to. I have seen this used several different ways. You can see here on mine, I put the lavender up above the green. So like this is the green and then the lavender's up above that. I've also seen it where people have put the lavender or the flowers kind of within where the peacock is. So let's see, I'm just going to stamp it like I did before. And I'm trying to vary, like I don't want it to be exactly even, right? Because your plants aren't exactly always the same height. So I feel like I got some. And I don't know if there's like a way to line these up. I just kind of stamp them. So, okay. Okay, I think we're done with the stamping. Let me wipe this off. Okay. Now let's do this little cluster here. And a tip for the cluster is really, you want layers. right, you want a few layers. So I've got, you know, I've got the peacock leaves, I've got a couple of these flowers here, and I've got these other stems here, and then I've got the image or my sentiment, and then the butterfly. So you really want to kind of layer it. Okay, so let's put 2 of these here. So these 2 are going to go here. And I did make them a little bit spread out like this so that the seafoam, this one's in seafoam, can kind of show in the middle. Okay, so let's get these glued down. Okay, so let's put this one down like this. And I did not put any glue on here. Okay, so put this one here, and again I'm kind of making it more of a V, and that's just so that this will show up. Okay. And again, I'm just putting dots like in the little. I think I'm doing pretty good. Knock on wood, guys. Okay, so I'm going to put this here, and there we go. Using the tip of these to glue it down. Actually, guys, this is really going down nicely. I'm impressed. I'm happy. Okay, the last thing, and we're almost done, is I'm going to put these purple flowers. I'm going to put these here. These are from the independent, it's from this. So I don't know if you can tell, but what it is there's two strips of flowers. So you see this, like this one is from here, and then this one is from here. So I really like it. Okay, and again, there's no stamp that goes with that. This one, I think these I trimmed down the. I trimmed down this here. I don't know, because it's not. You see how they're not really sticking down. So okay, so I'm gonna put this here, and then I might trim that. And I'm layering it so you can still see some of the peacock, but now these two are slightly different. One's longer, and you can see this one doesn't have as many flowers. So I'm going to put one of each here, and then I think I'll put it here. Okay, now this one, I said knock on wood, and I should have, because that didn't stay down as nicely as the other ones did. There we go. Okay, now I stamped a different sentiment here. This says cherish moments in time. This is a favorite memory. This is again from close to my heart. I think it was the stamp of the month a while ago. It's not super old, but it wasn't in the past. I don't think it's been in the past year. And since it was a stamp of the month, I don't have any thin cuts for it. But I thought that the sentiments here were good, and I thought the shape was good. I don't have any thin cuts with like ovals or circles or, you know, anything like that from Stampin' Up yet. So I thought this one was pretty good. Okay, let's go back to the dimensionals. I'm going to put 3 here. 1, 2, 3. Use my little picket tool. This thing has got so many things. It's got this you can pick up gems with, this side, and then in the package there was a box that had other like attachments. So I don't know, haven't explored that yet, but okay. And then this goes right down right here. And I'm covering up this kind of not messy part, but okay, lastly, I'm going to put these journal strips. You can cut these with white paper. I am going to use these sticker strips from Close to My Heart. And I'm going to put this here. And I'm just putting like three strips. You can put something like the date, what's going on. I really love these, but like I said, you can easily cut these with paper. And then let's just look at the butterfly. So I have a butterfly. We could do this one. See what I have already out. Yeah, basically. So they come on these sheets here. And you can see I used these. Let's see if we like it. I might use the, I'm going to use this small one that's open. I'm going to use this one. Okay, just to be different. So I really, really like these. I've used them a lot. I'm gonna take these out. Let's see, there's 40 in here. 40! I can't believe there's 40 in here. So this is a good buy. So how I did these is I just took a piece of scrap paper, put it on here. I took the grape ink and one of our brushes, inked it up a little bit, but I wanted it to be light, so I did, you see how dark that is? I did kind of wipe a lot of it off and then just go around the edges. And you can actually do like multiple colors, you know, you can make it whatever you want. I just kind of added a little bit of highlight with the purple, the grape. Okay. On my other layout, I did do one that was like an orange color or whatever. Now here's the hard part about these is I don't know, like you can glue these down, but I did use some of the dimensionals. So I would maybe put this here. I think I'm going to just put it like this. I don't know. Let's see. Let me see if I can do it with these dimensionals. So I'm going to maybe use this little part here that's not an actual dimensional. It's like the extra. Let's see if I can make them fit. So what I did is, I don't know if you can see, like at the top, there's like a couple spaces that are, I'd say, bigger than others. And I cut a little bit to go in that space. You see how that fit right there? Really, I'm just cutting super little pieces. But these don't have a lot of solid space where you can, that you know, the dimensionals won't show through. Let's do in the middle there too. Just a couple, you know, just a couple places. Remember, the bottom is going to go on top of there, so I don't want anything at the bottom, but I will do maybe these spaces here. So any place where there is more white space than opening. Although, you know what, I did see somebody do, which I thought about doing, but not for this layout since I didn't do it on that side. What they did was, is they took a scrap piece of like white cardstock and they inked up, like they put yellow or whatever on that, and then they glued this down on top of where they sort of inked up, and then they cut around it so it has like a layer, another layer underneath it, so you can see the color. So there's no openings, there's just the color. So I thought that was good too, which I'll probably do that at some point, but not, again, not for this layout since I didn't do it on the sample page. So these little pieces are hard. Trying to get that backing off of there. There we go, I got it. Okay. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a couple dots of glue here and here to keep it down on that sentiment. So now this should, there we go. See, it's popped up. And then the last thing is, let's just add some gems. The purple gems that go with this collection were not available when I placed my order for this. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use the Close to My Heart sparkles. Put a couple down here. And this is what I did in my sample. Although I think that the purple gems are available now. But they weren't when I ordered. Let's do a couple up in here. These are just sparkles. Let's do one here. And then I took my Tri-Blend marker, and this is Hydrangea Blend, and I colored over top, and the color does stay. So it gives it a little bit of a purple tint to it. Yeah, I don't know, it looks purple in here. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, it has a little bit of a, let's try to do these ones down here. It has a purple tint to it. It's hard to kind of see, but it does. Oh, and then the last thing, let's put this butterfly here. I'm going to take one of these dimensionals and cut it in half. Cut it right down the axis of the hexagon. See if that'll fit on there. It does, kinda. It's a pretty small piece. Okay, let's use this to see if we can peel that off. Yeah, and even on these small things, it comes off easy with this picket tool. I really love this, guys. I recommend this. I recommend this as one of the first things you get. Okay, I'm gonna put him, I don't know, I'm gonna put him right here. Okay, and I think that's it. We did it. So this live was to show you that you can scrapbook with Stampin' Up! Products. I think this is a beautiful layout. I think it looks just like layouts that we would use with Close to My Heart. You know, these would probably be die cuts that we punched out of a kit or something like that. So yes, I did have to die cut these, and I did stamp a couple images. But for the most part, it's a very similar look and feel to what we did with Close to My Heart. So if you're concerned about Stampin' Up! And not being able to scrapbook, stay tuned, because I plan to show you how to use Stampin' Up! Products to scrapbook. That's going to be my focus. Now, yeah, I am going to do cards, like, you know, every other time. I usually try to do a layout and then a card and then a layout and a card. But I really am trying to focus on having some good scrapbook layouts. And speaking of that, I have an offer that if you purchase $50 this month, I have created 3 separate 2-page layouts using this collection that I will send you for free. So if you make a $50 purchase this month, I will send you 3 layout, the cutting guide and directions for 3 layouts. I'll probably send them at the end of the month just so that I can keep track. But here's just one of them. And again, same kind of things where I have, you know, sprays, but you know, a nice layout. Okay, so I'll send you the guide to do these 3 layouts like this. Okay, so now with this collection, you see I've done 4 2-page layouts.
I hope you enjoyed the project. The products seen in the video can be purchased at my website, thecraftychemist.stampinup.net. I have a Facebook group, Crafty Chemist Designs, where I go live and do demos every Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Time. I also have a Facebook VIP group, The Crafty Chemist Presents Stampin' Up. Find me on Instagram at Crafty Chemist Designs, TikTok at Crafty Chemist Designs, YouTube at Crafty Chemist Designs, and my blog, periodicallycrafty.blogspot.com.